Welcome to List of, where we dive into the fascinating, the unexpected, and sometimes the downright accidental moments that have shaped our world. Today, we're tracing the footsteps, or perhaps the missteps, of brilliance that led to some of medicine's greatest breakthroughs. Prepare yourselves for a journey through the oops moments that saved millions. Penicillin, first up, the ultimate argument for a messy workspace, penicillin. In 1928, Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming returned from a 2-week vacation to his notoriously untidy lab. He found a petri dish left carelessly open, contaminated with a mold. But instead of just tossing it, Fleming noticed something extraordinary. Around the mold, bacteria weren't growing. The mold, Penicillium notatum, was producing a substance that killed the bacteria. A discovery born from disorganization, penicillin revolutionized medicine, ushering in the age of antibiotics and saving countless lives from bacterial infections. Who knew a bit of forgotten funk could be so fantastic? Insulin. Next, let's talk about a breakthrough that started with a dog and some flies. Insulin. In 1921, Frederick Banting and Charles Best were experimenting on dogs, trying to isolate a pancreatic secretion to treat diabetes. After removing a dog's pancreas, they noticed its urine was attracting an alarming number of flies, a classic sign of high sugar. They then successfully isolated an extract that lowered blood sugar in other diabetic dogs, eventually leading to the purification of insulin. So while it seems a grim starting point, the observations of a few persistent flies and 2 dedicated scientists turned a death sentence for diabetics into a manageable condition. Smallpox vaccine. From flies to cows, our next accidental hero is the smallpox vaccine. Back in the late 1700s, English physician Edward Jenner noticed a curious pattern. Milkmaids who contracted the mild cowpox disease seemed immune to the deadly smallpox. He hypothesized that exposure to cowpox could provide protection. In 1796, he tested his theory, famously inoculating a boy named James Phipps with material from a cowpox lesion. Weeks later, when exposed to smallpox, James remained healthy. It was a bold, some might say audacious experiment that paid off, leading to the world's first vaccine and eventually the eradication of one of humanity's most feared diseases. It was quite literally an utterly brilliant idea. X-rays. Ever had an internal glimpse without surgery? You can thank Wilhelm Röntgen and a glowing screen for X-rays. In 1895, the German physicist was experimenting with cathode ray tubes in a darkened lab when he noticed a fluorescent screen across the room began to glow. Mystified, he placed various objects between the tube and the screen, only for the glow to persist. Then he put his wife's hand in front of the tube, and to their astonishment, the bones of her hand were visible on the screen. He had discovered a new form of electromagnetic radiation, which he called X for unknown. His wife's hand became the world's first celebrity skeleton, and medical imaging was born. Anesthesia. Before anesthesia, surgery was a terrifying, agonizing spectacle. Its accidental discovery changed everything. While several figures contributed, early observations came from ether frolics and laughing gas parties. In the 1840s, dentist Horace Wells noticed that people under the influence of nitrous oxide at these social gatherings didn't feel pain when they injured themselves. He tried it for tooth extractions, but his public demonstrations weren't always successful. Later, William Morton successfully demonstrated ether as a surgical anesthetic. From a party drug to a life-saving surgical necessity, the journey of anesthesia shows that sometimes relief comes in the most unexpected and delightfully dizzying ways. Quinine. Next, we travel to the Amazon for a tale of bitter bark and life-saving relief. Quinine. Legend has it that the indigenous peoples of Peru, possibly the Quechua, discovered the fever-reducing properties of the cinchona tree bark. One story recounts a Spanish countess suffering from malaria who was cured by drinking water infused with the bark. The taste was notoriously bitter, but its effect on malaria was undeniable. For centuries, Europeans struggled with malaria, but once quinine was introduced, it became one of medicine's first effective pharmacotherapies, dramatically changing the course of colonial expansion and protecting millions from the debilitating disease. Sometimes the best medicine has a bite to it, morphine. From plant bark to poppy plants, our next accidental discovery is morphine. In 1804, a young German pharmacist's assistant named Friedrich Serturner became the first person to isolate an active ingredient from the opium poppy. Opium had been used for millennia to relieve pain and induce sleep, but its potency and effects were inconsistent. Serturner, through careful chemical analysis, managed to extract and purify a powerful alkaloid, which he named morphine, after Morpheus, the Greek god of dreams. This isolation allowed for consistent dosing and paved the way for modern pharmacology, giving doctors a truly powerful tool for pain management, although, as we now know, it comes with its own set of challenges. Pacemaker. Finally, let's talk about a mistake that literally got hearts beating: the pacemaker. In 1956, American electrical engineer Wilson Greatbatch was attempting to build an oscillator to record heart sounds. He reached into a box for a 1 ohm resistor, but accidentally grabbed a 10,000 ohm resistor. When he installed the incorrect component, the circuit didn't just oscillate. It pulsed, steadily, with a distinct rhythmic pattern, much like a heartbeat. Greatbatch immediately realized the profound implications. This accidental swap became the blueprint for the implantable pacemaker, a device that has since kept millions of hearts ticking reliably, proving that sometimes the best discoveries are just one wrong component away. From moldy Petri dishes to mislabeled resistors, these stories highlight the incredible role of serendipity in scientific advancement. But it wasn't just luck. It was the keen observation, the questioning mind, and the relentless pursuit of understanding that turned an oops into a vital medical breakthrough. These accidental discoveries are a testament to human curiosity, and they continue to inspire us to look closer, think deeper, and always question the unexpected. If you love this list of incredible medical accidents, hit that like button, subscribe for more fascinating stories, and let us know in the comments which discovery surprised you the most. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more mind-blowing lists.